is the 7th of February. I'm Monita Rajpal. This is CNN News Center live from Hong Kong. Our top stories today. We begin in Bali, Indonesia, where 1,291 prisoners received what many have been waiting for, years for, I should say, parole. But one name on that list attracted worldwide attention, Schapelle Corby. She's the Australian woman who has spent nearly the past decade behind bars in Bali. In 2005, she was convicted of smuggling marijuana into the country. She has always insisted she's innocent and was set up. Well, even though she's been granted parole, Corby isn't free yet. She could spend the weekend in jail. Her sister was caught in the crush of reporters today after she visited Corby at the prison. CNN's Simon Mosen is following the case for us. She joins us now live from Bali. So, Simon, she's expected to spend the weekend still in jail, but how much longer until she's actually free to go?
Hi, Monita. Yes, she has been granted parole, but that doesn't mean she's going to be released just yet and be able to walk through those doors or perhaps drive out.
Simon Mosen there in Bali. Thank you so much. A lavish start to the most extravagant Olympics in history. The opening ceremony of the Sochi Winter Games will get underway in just a few hours. Security is tight and reaches all the way to the U.S., where temporary baggage restrictions have been imposed on passengers flying to Russia. Of course, the opening ceremonies are just a few hours away. Is there a sense of anticipation that's building right now, or is everyone pretty much still huddled down under all within this ring of steel?
Well, we went round the Olympic venues a few hours ago. There's not that much of an international bustle of kind of fans.
Thank you. Nick Payton-Walsh there live for us from Sochi. So we're talking a lot about the terrorist threat, and the one that we had reported on yesterday was the one that involves tubes of toothpaste. So how difficult is it then to transform a tube of toothpaste into a bomb? Brian Todd found out.
Explosives hidden inside a toothpaste tube can be powerful and potentially deadly.
You are watching CNN News Center live from Hong Kong, caught in the crossfire with just one chance of escape. Just ahead, the story of Syria's women and children being evacuated from the besieged city of Homs. CNN News Center live from Hong Kong. I'm Monita Rajpal. They are the innocent victims of Syria's civil war, trapped by gun battles and shelling in the besieged city of Homs. Today, women, children and elderly people are being given a safe passage out after rebel fighters and government forces agreed on a temporary ceasefire. Mohammed, give us an idea of what this safe passage will entail, I guess the logistics of it right now.
Well, Monita, it's still somewhat unclear. What we know is that there are buses.
Right. Mohammed, thank you. Mohammed Jamjoon there live for us from Beirut. Some of the other stories that we're following for you here at CNN News Center. In Rio de Janeiro, riots erupted over increased bus fares. At least 28 people have been detained. State media report that protesters clashed with police at Rio's Central Station. The demonstrators hurled rocks at police, who fired tear gas back at them. The cameraman was injured by an exploding gas bomb. Several other people reportedly also suffered injuries. In Afghanistan, Taliban militants are showing off their latest captive in a newly released video. A dog. It claims the dog belongs to the U.S. military and was seized in a raid in December. The U.S. military official says the dog actually belongs to British forces. Washington is blaming Russia for the apparent leak of a phone conversation involving U.S. diplomat Victoria Nuland. The recording allegedly catches Nuland using profanity to express frustration with the European Union. Take a listen.
The EU.
A royal first in Spain. Princess Cristina, the youngest daughter of King Juan Carlos, is due in court this weekend. She's accused of tax fraud and money laundering in a case linked to her husband. Al Goodman reports.
You don't see Princess Cristina's face in newspapers and magazines like you used to, now that she...
You are watching CNN News Center live from Hong Kong. You are watching CNN News Center live from Hong Kong. British Royal Marines are being drafted in to help families in southern England as weeks of heavy rain and flooding devastate their homes. Maya Ramos is at the World Weather Center with more on that. Mari?
Monita, they're calling this a regional emergency, certainly after weeks of flooding across these areas. And now with the latest storm that brought in even more rain across the region, seems like...
Yeah, that's not really what you want for Winter
No.
Olympics, is it, Mari? But, oh well. Mari, thank you very much for that. Have yourself a great weekend.
Thank you.
Now, here's a question you probably don't get asked very often. If an escaped gorilla came towards you at a zoo, what would you do? Most people would run, sure, but does this look like a gorilla to you? Take a close look. It isn't. It's an employee at the Ueno Zoo in Tokyo. You do need to practice, they say. You're watching CNN News Center. I'm Monita Rajpal at CNN Hong Kong. Thank you for joining us. I'll update you the news headlines in just a few minutes.